even before you arrive on Elm Street, there's plenty to raise eyebrows in the Zapruder film. For example, these facades in the background, they don't seem to bear much resemblance to that area in other photographs. For example, what's this blanked out area here? I mean, this is where it bears no resemblance whatsoever to the Daltex, the criminal buildings. There should be a street here, but there just seems to be a blanked out area there. So you have to ask what's going on there. But we can come back to that another time. But in part two, we were discussing how the purported Zapruder film appears to increasingly veer off track with the focus further down Elm Street the limousine goes, so much so that by the time of the fatal headshot it's almost disappearing out of the bottom of the film. So let's continue down Elm Street, and whereas here you can see the focus is on the turning from Houston into Elm and the cyclist at the center of the picture, you can see as the limousine turns, the limousine is center of screen, but then, as I said, the further down Elm Street it goes, the further from the center of the screen it goes as well. So let's just watch that. So here you can see the limousine is center of screen, and then if you go a bit further, it slips, it gets further and further away from the center of the screen. Here on the left, you can see the sprocket holes that Jace was talking about. As I say, when you look at this picture, you think, what's Zapruder focusing on? I mean, the center of the picture is the grass, the flat grass. It looks like a carpet as well. So why isn't the limousine in the center of the screen? Then, oh, that's the wrong picture. Sorry about that. Then if you look at this picture here, so this is still the Zapruder film, and this is a freeze frame from the Zapruder film. Here you can see the limousine at the bottom of the screen. I think this is Mary Mormon, Gene Hill. This is Mr. Brem and his son. And this is Babushka Lady behind the Brems. And you got to ask, I mean, assuming this film is authentic, and we've already claimed that there are some irregularities with the film, but if this is the official film, what's this light here? I mean, I've never seen a camera with a flash like that. What the hell? And you can see it in the Zapruder film if you freeze frame it, but after you freeze framed it, it becomes more apparent if you keep your eyes on Babushka Lady. What the hell is that light there? I mean, this is 1963. What is that light there? And finally, maybe the most spine-chilling thing we pointed out from part two was Let me show you here. So this is not the Zapruder film. This is the Orville Nix film, and let's just go back. Sorry, let's just go back to the Zapruder film. This is Babushka Lady, and this light is just happening just before the fatal, what we think is the fatal headshot. And then let's go to the Nix film. So this was taken from the south side of the plaza, so on the other side of the road from Zapruder. You can see Abraham Zapruder here. It's not so clear, and his secretary's there with him on the plinth. I don't know what distance. I originally thought it was closer, but I would guess that's 15 to 20 meters. We think this is Zapruder, Babushka Lady here. But what we were pointing out was, and again, I never noticed this until I freeze framed it. Similarly to the light emitted from Babushka Lady's camera, I didn't notice it until I'd freeze framed it. But if you freeze frame the Orville Nix film, I'm not sure it's true about all the films, all the versions that are available on the internet, but if you look at the color one that I'm looking at here, you got to ask, I mean, it's like watching The Omen. If you remember The Omen, there was the guy with the lines going through the photos, which indicated they were going to die. I mean, if this is an authentic picture, and I believe I'm watching the official version of the Orville Nix film, then you've got to ask, what are these lines here? Jace was saying they could be vapor trails, and you can watch the film for yourself, and you will see these if you're watching the same film that I'm watching. And when you watch the film, these vapor trails precede the fatal shot to the head by a matter of a second or so, or less than a second, I would guess. And just looking at that picture, you would say that those lines, whatever they are, you know, we're suggesting they're vapor trails. They do seem to be coming from the direction of the grassy knoll. And if you get a ruler and you just follow the line, I think you will find that they go directly to Kennedy's head.